Olomouc is a city in Moravia, in the east of the Czech Republic, located on the Morava River. The city is the ecclesiastical metropolis and was a historical capital city of Moravia, before having been sacked by the Swedish army during the 30 Years' War. Today, it is the administrative center of the Olomouc region and the sixth largest city in the Czech Republic. The city has about 100,000 residents, and its larger urban zone has a population of about 480,000 people. Olomouc is said to occupy the site of a Roman fort founded in the imperial period, the original name of which, Lulia Montium, would be gradually changed to the present form. Although this account is not documented except as oral history, archaeological excavations close to the city have revealed the remains of a Roman military camp, dating from the time of the Marco-Manic Wars of the late 2nd century. During the 6th century, Slavs migrated into the area. As early as the 7th century, a center of political power developed in the present-day quarter of Powell. Around 810, the local Slavonic ruler was defeated by troops of great Moravian rulers and the settlement in Olomouc Powell was destroyed. A new center, where the great Moravian governor resided, developed at the Gorge at Pridharadi, a quarter of the inner city. This settlement survived the defeat of the Great Moravia and gradually became the capital of the province of Moravia. Around 981 to 990, the Polish prince Mieszko I took the Moravian Gate and Olomouc as an important place at the intersection of trade routes. Olomouc probably was mentioned in the De Gome Iudex document as Alemura. All of Moravia was part of Poland between 1003 and 1031 during the reign of Boleslaw I the Brave, and partly Mieszko II Lambert. The first certain mention of the city dates back to 1017. Moravia was under Bohemian rule since 1031. The bishopric of Olomouc was founded in 1063. It was possibly refounded because there are some unclear references to bishops of Moravia in the 10th century. If they were not only missionary bishops, but representatives of some remains of regular church organization, then it is very likely that these bishops had their seat in Olomouc. Centuries later in 1777, it was raised to the rank of an archbishopric. The bishopric was moved from the Church of St. Peter to the Church of St. Wenceslas in 1141 under Bishop Jindřich Zedek. The bishop's palace was built in the Romanesque architectural style. The bishopric acquired large tracts of land, especially in northern Moravia, and was one of the richest in the area. Olomouc became one of the most important settlements in Moravia and a seat of the Přemysl government and one of the Appanage princes. In 1306 King Wenceslas III stopped here on his way to Poland. He was going to fight Vladislav I the Elbow High to claim his rights to the Polish crown and was assassinated. With his death, the whole Přemysl dynasty died out. The city was officially founded in the mid-13th century and became one of the most important trade and power centers in the region. In the Middle Ages, it was the biggest town in Moravia and competed with Brno for the position of capital. Olomouc finally lost after the Swedes took the city and held it for 8 years. In 1235, the Mongols launched an invasion of Europe. After the Battle of Legnica in Poland, the Mongols carried their raids into Moravia, but were defensively defeated at the fortified town of Olomouc. The Mongols subsequently invaded and defeated Hungary. In 1454, the city expelled its Jewish population as part of a wave of antisemitism, also seen in Spain and Portugal. The second half of the 15th century is considered the start of Olomouc's golden age. It hosted several royal meetings, and Matthias Corvinus was elected here as King of Bohemia for splitting the country. Participating in the Protestant Reformation, Moravia became mostly Protestant. During the 30 Years' War, in 1640, Olomouc was occupied by the Swedes for 8 years. They left the city in ruins, and as a result it lost its predominant place in Moravia, becoming second to Brno. In 1740 the town was captured and briefly held by the Prussians. Olomouc was fortified by Maria Theresa during the wars with Frederick the Great, who besieged the city unsuccessfully for 7 weeks in 1758. In 1848 Olomouc was the scene of the Emperor Ferdinand's abdication. 2 years later, Austrian and German statesmen held a conference here called the Punctation of Olmütz. At the conference, they agreed to restore the German Confederation and Prussia accepted leadership by the Austrians. In 1746 the first learned society in the lands under control of the Austrian Habsburgs, the Societas Eruditorum Incognitorum in Terris Austriacis, was founded in Olomouc to spread Enlightenment ideas. Its monthly Monatliche Auszüge was the first scientific journal published in the Habsburg Empire, largely because of its ecclesiastical links to Austria, Salzburg in particular. The city,